Audio and subtitles are available in English, French and Spanish. You can adjust the settings to suit your preferences.
Très bien. Hello.
Bonjour.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Timothée. Salut, enchanté.
Enchanté.
Hi, I'm Hugo. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I think it's the first time I do an interview where I arrive after the guest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. It's great to have you here.
Yes.
Is it the premiere tonight?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not coming?
I'm not coming. I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it?
Okay,
So I'm
okay,
fine.
okay. You're allowed to not come.
Yeah, I'm allowed.
Yeah,
I'm
you get a
allowed.
pass.
Yeah, I saw it last week. Amazing film. So it was great. And so yeah, we're going to talk here for 20-25 minutes together.
Nice.
So we're going to take time to talk about loads of things. So again, hello Zendaya, hello Timothée. Thank you very much for taking the time today. I think we're almost the same age. I'm 26, you're 27?
I'm 28
28,
now.
you're 27.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
yeah, we've got the
whole
full
thing.
circle here.
The whole thing.
So we're good. And yeah, it's great to talk to all of you. I'm not afraid to say it. You're two of the most talented actors in Hollywood right now. Zendaya, we find you in the amazing series Euphoria, in the Spider-Man movies, and today, of course, on Dune Part 2. Timothée, we discovered you maybe with The French Dispatch, or Call Me By Your Name, or Interstellar. More recently also with
Everybody.
with
Interstellar,
Wonka.
that's what it was.
Yeah, when you see the images now of Interstellar, you're like, oh, that was
I
him.
know, that's what I said.
You're like, that was him at the
I know.
time.
I was living that at the time too. I was like,
How old
I'm
were
in
you?
This. No one knows I'm in this. I was 17.
Oh, yeah, okay.
17, yeah. But thank you for a beautiful introduction.
So the concept of the show is fairly easy. You've got this table, but it's also a screen, as you can see here.
Okay.
And you've got this little buzzer
I noticed
here.
that was a screen.
Yeah. And so basically, you will see here a wheel of symbols appearing here. And when you press on the buzzer,
I was wondering what the button
yeah, that's
what
what,
was
yeah.
for. Okay.
Cool.
Was I
And
free
so-
to play a game?
Cool.
Well, you will have to press on it. So when you'll press on it, it will stop this wheel on a symbol, and you'll see each symbol is like the beginning of a different question.
Oh,
Okay.
You'll see.
very cool.
Are you ready? Are the rules clear?
Clear.
Let's go.
Clear.
So, this wheel, you can press whoever wants to press.
Who's going? Okay.
Nice.
And it's, I always
hourglass.
wonder, how do you call those? I call this a sand timer, an hourglass?
Hourglass?
Yeah,
Hourglass.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, hourglass. I think so.
Hourglass.
Yeah.
We say sablier in French, but
Sablier. Okay.
sablier. So basically, with this hourglass, the idea is very simple. I'm going to ask each of you, but we'll start with you, Zendaya.
Okay.
Zendaya, sorry. And Timothée. I'm trying to get it right. It's like, we've got the French way of saying it, the English way, the mixture of both.
Yeah.
I've
It's
never
like
called him Timothée.
Timothée.
You know?
But I used to call you Zendaya. I used to.
Did?
Yeah.
Because I think in
like,
French, as we say
like,
Zendaya.
In fact,
I guess.
on the first movie, I was going around correcting people. Some people were saying Zendaya. I was like, yo.
It's Zendaya. No.
And then we talked, and I was like, whoop.
Oof.
Sorry to have
Bring
the
that
crew.
back, yeah.
Anyway.
So Zendaya, anyway. Then in 60 seconds, I'm going to ask you the most questions in 1 minute. And the
Okay.
idea for you is to answer yes, no, or pass if you
Okay.
want to pass question.
Okay.
Okay? 60
She gonna say
seconds.
pass. She gonna say pass.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Would you like to play one day in a horror movie?
Absolutely.
Are you afraid of sandworms?
No.
Could you release a new album one day?
Maybe.
Is Paris the most beautiful city in the world?
One of.
Was it too hot on the set of Dune?
Sometimes.
Would you like to direct one day your own movie?
Yes.
Are pineapple pizzas disgusting?
To me personally, yes.
Do you speak French?
I wish.
If you hadn't been an actress, would you have been a teacher?
Yes.
Would you like to play a villain one day?
Absolutely.
Could you reshoot a Shake It Up episode?
Oh, you know, no. Maybe. You know, leave the door open.
And maybe one last question. Did you cry in front of Titanic?
Did I cry?
Yeah.
Watching
Watch it,
Titanic? I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Great. You
Because I saw it when I was really little, so
Yeah.
I really didn't know what was going on.
Like, what's
so
happening?
much. It scared me, I think, more.
Yeah.
And then when I got older, I was like, oh man, you know, it's long.
Zendaya leaves door open to shake it up.
To shake it up. I feel like, yeah.
Next question. So we'll put the wheel again.
Cool.
You can press whenever you want.
Never say never.
Never say never.
Never say no.
Never
Oh,
say
shit,
never.
am I doing this?
So it's a dice.
Okay.
And so to get to know the movie better, and also both of you a little better, we're going to play a game called Who's Most Likely To.
Okay.
So basically between you two, who's most likely to something.
Okay.
And you'll see it's linked to the movie and linked also to yourselves. Maybe the first one is, who's the most likely to survive the longest alone in the desert between you two?
The most likely
Definitely
is...
me. Between us, me.
Yeah. You? Why you? Why you?
Like, nah, you're not surviving.
That was very honest.
I'll give that to Z.
Okay,
Thank
because
you.
of course you've shot this movie a long time in the desert. You've been to Jordan, you've been like to several places, sometimes where no one has been before. So I guess for you it was something very special to shoot over there. And we heard Denis Villeneuve really wanted to shoot those.
To be there.
Yeah, those scenes
true.
over there. How is it like to shoot over there in like such places? Is it difficult? Is it too hot? Is it like impossible to do? How do you manage it?
I loved it. I loved it. And it was hot and it was sweaty at times, but I thought it was breathtaking. Yeah. The paysage and everything you see is just... and I always thought it was weird that those landscapes are so huge and brilliant but silent. And you could just really be present to it.
Yeah, because of course in the movie we've got all this music that's all around, so we hear it.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's really just like some of the most breathtaking, things you'll ever see, like the sunsets. I have like a whole album on my phone of just sunsets, and sunrises.
It's a phone full of like pictures.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Every day I'm like, oh, it's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing job. I think we've got a picture of you also, Timothée, on Instagram. You can see, you felt happy. You felt happy too.
Oh my God. That was my dad, and that was towards the end of the shoot. We looked deliriously happy there. I don't know what was going on.
So the second who's most likely to is who's most likely to be the best in sandworm rodeo?
Sandworm rodeo. Timothy and Zendaya or Paul and Chani?
Oh, maybe Timothée and Zendaya first.
And sandworm video.
Because you've got Timothée. There's of course this very epic scene in the movie, like.
Yeah, you did more worm stuff than I did.
I did more warm stuff, so I might give that to me,
Yeah,
but
you can have it.
I'll have it.
Yeah, I'll let you have that.
Appreciate
Those are so, because you have one too, where we see you, of course, riding those sandworm. And I think what's interesting, of course, they're like epic scenes. But they're also interesting scenes because we see how a population in Dune, the Fremen, are also able to live in a certain way with nature. Like you can see, by the way they walk, they try not to wake up those sandworms, by the way they also live with nature. Mm-hmm. When you discussed the movie with Denis Villeneuve, did he talk to you about like those topics, the themes, like he thought were important to push in the movie?
Yeah, I think something that I thought is so beautiful is their connection and their protection of water, and what spiritually it means to them. And I think from a character's perspective, it means that even crying is a sacred act. It's something that you don't waste your water. And so for me, I had to find ways to convey emotion, right, without crying. Because usually you're like, okay, well, it's a crying scene, I'm sad, I'm gonna cry. But there's a lot of moments where you're like, okay, well, I can't cry. That's not allowed. So how do I find that same feeling, or how do I get them welling, but I don't let them drop? You know what I mean?
just like this.
Right there, So,
Little well.
yeah, it was about, still, I think reserving, her emotions and holding them in, and seeing what you can find or express in other ways, and how you can convey her anger that sometimes might feel like sadness or might feel like whatever, and how to like push it down just enough. While still, operating within the Fremen rules.
That's so interesting to see how a wall, can impact your way of acting in a certain way.
There is a scene, actually, that they got rid of my tear. I accidentally let one fall. They have digitally
They removed it?
Removed it.
That's like so...
crying.
Because I thought when it happened, I was like, they're going to have to get rid of that.
They'll take it off.
And they did. Gone.
They'll take it off. Maybe one last one is, who's most likely to be able to live without a phone? Like a smartphone.
I mean, I'm trying to do better at that.
I'm gonna go with me.
That's a work for all of us,
I think we all are.
I think we all are. It's true.
Yeah, that's also something like in the movie. It's of course, it's not said directly like this, but I feel like as we follow the Fremen, we see this, population who's like, building itself, but without technology as we see it today. Like it's no artificial intelligence, it's no like smartphones and stuff. And so I feel
after that.
Yeah.
That's gone.
That's one of the great themes in the book is thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a man's mind. And it's a world without AI and cell phones, like you put it, and where instead of pushing technology, the human mind was pushed to a degree that, no one here can use.
What do you think you would learn or discover from spending like 1 or 2 weeks without such technology yourself?
My screen time average would go.
That's the first
would
thing.
plummet. That'd be nice. Get it in the zeros.
What I learned about myself, I don't know. I have to do it.
You have to try.
I have to do it,
Have to see.
I think also just in general, I think we were talking about it on the plane here because we were reading, and I was like, my goal is to read more. Like, and I think that scripts don't always count. I always am like, yeah, read scripts. It's the same thing, but actually, sitting down and just being with a good book and trying to just like let your mind fall into something else. I think is something I need to be a little bit better at.
I get it.
Shooting in Jordan was a little bit like that, I thought. Shooting in Jordan, Abu Dhabi, once we were in the desert, it felt like, you were still at your phone and could be connected, but if you wanted to disconnect, it was a lot easier.
There's no service.
And there's no
Good experiment
So-
to
there's
try one
also
day.
no service.
So,
Next question. So the wheel will start again,
okay.
Nice.
and you can press on the buzzer whoever
Your
wants.
turn.
Oh, back at
He's
it.
back.
To the
He's
time.
back at
I
it.
think it's your
I'm
turn.
down.
Your turn.
I'm down.
It's your turn. Are you ready? 60 seconds?
Let's go. Here we go.
Let's go.
Rock and roll.
Do you believe in destiny?
Sometimes.
Is Dune one of your most ambitious films?
Yes.
Is Saint-Étienne the biggest soccer team in Europe?
In my
In your-
estimation. Yeah,
Okay,
from my
great.
point of view, yes.
When you were a kid, did you watch SpongeBob?
Yes.
Does money make happiness?
No. But
Is
it
it
can buy a lot of
possible-
other things. This is a good line from another
That's
movie.
not an easy one
Yeah,
for you,
yeah.
yes, no. Is it possible to be flashed by a radar on a sandworm?
No.
Est-ce que ça t'arrive de rêver en français?
Oui.
Est-ce que la France, c'est le meilleur pays du monde?
C'est un des... Man, you're going for the hard hitters. Un des meilleurs.
Un des meilleurs, merci
Et
beaucoup.
peut-être le meilleur.
Peut-être
Mais
le
aussi
meilleur.
un des meilleurs.
Un des meilleurs. Did you eat a lot of chocolates on the set of Wonka?
Too many.
Are there any good croissants in the US?
Yes, but you gotta find them. It's
Okay.
difficult.
They're very
difficult,
niche thing.
yeah.
And maybe one last one. Could you release a rap album one day?
No.
Everyone,
Not
I
this
think, wants
universe.
to know.
Not this universe.
Unfortunately.
Different universe.
Good for the universe. Great. We can put the wheel again.
Nice.
You did good.
Yeah,
You
okay,
did good.
all right.
Although,
Wish I had this in
couple
life.
left. You can press whenever you want.
Cool.
So, it's a heart.
heart.
We'll see. It's a YouTube comment we found. If one of you wants to read it.
Cool. One thing that I don't think Dune gets enough credit for is that Paul and Chani is one of the best love stories in all of fiction.
That's me, I just...
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, 2 years, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. I knew there was going to be this interview. What do you think? Because it is also a big love story. That's something people may not, see or get when they think about Dune, but especially like this part 2 is really about a love story.
I think that's a really wonderful compliment, and I think it's one of the things Denis, the director, did an incredible job of. Is it's a huge film, it's enormous scope, and in a lot of ways it's a movie about conflict and conflict of planets. But at the heart of it, like you said, there's this love story between two young people.
And between those two, so Paul and Chani, of course,
Yeah.
who you play, there's this sort of Romeo and Juliet style to the movie. Like we see they're not from the same population. There's this sort of love that seems difficult, to match and to get. Why do you think like we as like an audience love to follow so much those love relationships that seem difficult to build?
The star-crossed
Yeah.
lovers. I think it's because the more you have to fight for it, the stronger you feel about it, the more you feel like you've earned it, and the more you feel like connected to it. And I think in many ways, because of the scope of the film, I think Denis, he from the beginning, he said that this was something that he really wanted to find time to dig out. He was like, I know that there's like all these big moving parts, but I really want, it's so important that we find the heart of this, and the heart of this is this love story, you know? And I think in many ways, I think quite different from the book, she has apprehension towards him and rejects the idea of who he is and what he represents to her. I think for good reason, because of the painful things that he represents to her and the people that she loves. So he has to earn her respect. He has to earn her friendship. He has to earn her way in, and then ultimately get to the heart and get to her heart. And I think because she's so guarded, because she's so closed off to him, I think when she does share herself at all, it means so much more. And those moments are even stronger and bigger because there's more weight to them, you know?
Like precious little things that mean a lot in those.
Exactly. Yeah. Even in their glances, like he did a lot of things where he would always say, okay, I'm just gonna like do a pass of you guys just looking at each other. Do a glances pass.
Glance pass.
So sometimes you can build these really intimate moments with no words at all, you know? So, yeah, Denis.
As long as there's no tears, it's still good.
Yeah. No crying.
No crying there.
No crying.
That's interesting. And also, I feel like that's something we find in your previous role in Dune 2, is those characters, young characters, trying to evolve, and like with those big, life decisions they sort of have to take during their lives. And it's stuff we've seen also in some previous roles. We've seen it in Euphoria, for example. We've seen it in Call Me By Your Name too. I'm sure, and I've seen it, and we see, I guess you know it, but many of those roles help, I think, young people get to know themselves, get to discover themselves, get to know what they really want to do, who they really want to be. I'm curious to know to what extent those roles also helped you shape who you are on a personal level.
I feel like maybe it gave me confidence artistically, and as an actor, and in my pursuit of other roles and projects. I don't know if that's a boring answer, but it's the truth. That's what I personally got out of it, and personally got out of how people responded to that movie in particular. It was just like, okay, I wanted to do this, and maybe I'm doing the right thing. Where before that role, I was like, having to convince people in my life to let me act. I was pursuing the right thing.
Great.
Yeah.
We'll put the wheel again.
Nice.
You can press whenever you want.
Oh, phone call.
It's a phone call, but it's a modern phone call we've got here. So basically, people had loads of questions. So we've got 3 questions here.
Cool.
Some vocals. So you can just press on it, first, second, and third, and then
Okay.
answer to the questions.
All right.
Hi to you both. We've already seen you sing in movies and on TV. Can we expect you to sing as a duo one day?
Dune 3.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a
Dune
musical.
Part 3. It's a musical.
You've heard it here first.
You've heard it. Oh my God.
Denis doesn't know yet.
Oh my God.
That would be a
But
bit. The thing just
it's gonna be a
transforms.
musical.
You see the sandworm suddenly singing, like in the middle of the
Doing
set.
the sandworm singing is extraordinary.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a voice you'd expect or something?
Yeah.
Like too low or something?
Do you want to see the second one?
Hi, Timothée. I was wondering, what's your favorite French movie? And could you act in a French movie?
Yeah, well, I definitely would love to act in a French movie, and that's one of my dreams.
In French?
In French, yeah. Louis Garrel's become such a fantastic director. But right now, my favorite French movie is Shoot the Piano Player with Charles Aznavour, which is absolutely amazing, and a Truffaut movie. That somebody I'm playing in a movie loved that movie, so I've been watching it. Watched it a few times.
Great.
Amazing. Aznavour, wow.
They're preparing a movie about Aznavour.
Really?
Yeah, by the end
Wow,
of the year,
that's
so
it.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe one last one, I think.
Yeah.
One last question for both of you.
Hi Timothy. So what's your best and worst memory as a fan of the AS Saint-Etienne Football Club?
Oh man, okay, well my best memory, great question, I'll be quick about this. My best memory is when around 2006, 7 or 8, I can't remember, they qualified for the Europa League And in the match, I think it was against AS Monaco, and Faïsse scored like 2 goals. It was a 4-0 win, if I remember correctly. It was a beautiful game, and they got into the Europa League. There's a stadium announcer announcing, you know, that they're qualified for the Europa League the next year. It was beautiful. My worst memory was the relegation a couple years ago. Kind of brutal. But they will rise. It's a historic club, you know. It's a historic club, and they will rise, and it's going to be beautiful.
And we've got, because we told the AS Saint-Etienne that that you were coming here, and they were like, oh wait,
this is my dad's childhood, like really.
It's like his soccer fan. And so they offered you.
I mean, they're still a legendary team, but they used to be like really.
They were like that
legendary
big team at the time.
Now people like to rag on them because now they, you know.
And so they offered you.
What? Oh, sick.
I think it's from the museum. Like they literally took it out of the museum for
Poulain. Thank you. Je faisais des stages de foot à Carpentras pendant que j'étais en grandissant, et c'était surtout les supporters de Marseille qui y étaient. Et j'adore Marseille. Et j'espère que ce film marche très bien à Marseille. Mais je mettais mon maillot de Saint-Etienne, je me faisais
c'était dur.
Attaquer. Mais...
Ils l'ont littéralement ramené du musée. They took it out.
Saint-Etienne.
And so Zendaya, I don't know if you're a huge soccer fan, so we brought you a shirt of the French team.
Oh,
so at least you have something to.
Nice.
I appreciate it. I'm in the team.
Yeah, we didn't want any jealousy, like so.
Yeah.
You have one too.
Oh, you have a national team jersey.
Yeah, it's Mbappé, so it's what we do best.
I knew it.
That's cool. That's cool.
Mbappé. That man's a legend.
That was great. At least you have 2 little presents.
Yeah.
Not too big to bring back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Best interview of the whole time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
That was great.
And
have fun at the premiere tonight.
Yes.
Thank you.
I wouldn't be there, but I saw it
know,
last
yeah,
week.
you're not going to be there.
Thank you.
That was great. Thank you very much.
Enchanté.
Merci.
Enchanté. Trop bien.
Très sympa.
Merci.
Merci
Très
beaucoup.
sympa. Merci.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time.
Merci.
Have a good day and.
We went to the
Ballon d'Or, you were there?
We went to
Oh, with Tom.
yeah.
No, I seen that video of him and Messi.
Yeah, he was so excited.
Yeah.
And then he saw Mbappé.
Yeah.
Et toi, tu viens
d'où?
Tu viens d'où?
I'm from France, but my dad's British, so can't cheat.
$5,000 chandelier. More. Merci.
Thank you so much.
Merci.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
À la prochaine. Merci.
Merci, à bientôt.
Merci encore.
Non, merci à vous.
Thank you.